Hello everyone and welcome to today's Gospel reflection taken from John chapter 6 verses 52 through 59. My name is Kate and I'm just going to share some of my thoughts with you today. The first thing that struck me was the fact that the Jews were quarreling with each other as Jesus was talking, and there's this awesome connection to the Old Testament and Exodus. The Israelites are wandering through the desert, and just before God gives them manna from heaven, bread from heaven, they're complaining. And here we have the same thing with the Jews. And it's just so easy for us to fall into this temptation to quarrel, to rail against God, to ask, why? Why are you letting this happen? Why is there so much suffering? Why ... Because there's so many things that we could complain about. But the reality is that God is a loving Father who desires our good and who provides for us. And if we can just resist that temptation to complain, to grumble, to be negative, and lean in with surrender to the loving arms of the Father and just throw your hands up and say, Lord, I don't know why this is happening. I don't understand it. And it's painful and it's hard and I'm afraid. But I trust you, and I trust that you will provide for me. And I trust that you are all powerful and that in an instant things could change if you will it. So I'm going to trust you in this moment, even though I don't understand. And that's an incredible thing for us to be able to try and do. And it takes a little practice, but I think the more we can take that attitude of humility and surrender in the midst of things we don't understand or things that are painful and hard, we will see miracles happen. So yeah, an encouragement to surrender, to humility in difficult moments, and to surrender and just lean into the Lord, trusting that He will provide for us. And the second thing that struck me from this gospel was just, I'm so grateful for our priests and for the Eucharist, for Holy Mass, this incredible gift that the Lord has gifted to us. He says in this passage, my flesh is true flesh and my blood is true drink. Sorry, my flesh is true food and my blood is true drink. And that we must partake in this in order to reach heaven, in order to have eternal life. And of course, this is made present to us every single Sunday. Every Sunday we get to become one with the Lord, to consume Him, and in turn be consumed by Him in His mercy and His grace, which washes over us every time we come to the Eucharist. And right now it's difficult. We aren't going to the physical church and we're not being able to participate physically in Mass the way we normally do. But again, instead of grumbling about this and complaining, why aren't the churches opening their doors or whatever, can we lean in to the Father and trust that this is all in His hands and it is all in His timing, and trust that we have this gift of spiritual communion. Even though we are not physically receiving, we trust that because He said so, we are able to receive the spiritual graces of heaven through the Eucharist that is being offered in that day, in that moment. And Padre Pio, of course, said that it would be easier for us to exist without the Son than it would be for us to exist without Holy Mass. So I'm just so grateful that we have priests that are continuing to offer the Holy Mass for us every day and have us in their hearts and in their intentions, and we are being all lifted up into this sacrifice. So I look forward with longing to the day that we as Catholics can receive the Eucharist once more and to be united with Christ physically and spiritually. And until that day, we are invited to lean in to the Father, to trust, to surrender in humility, and to know that He will provide for our needs. God bless. Have a great day.